Well, good evening, everyone. It is evening, and welcome to Dr. Jane Ruby's Coffee Chat. Well, it's the holiday season, and it was a crazy day. Lots going on, and just had to go with the flow. And so I wanted to get this coffee chat in, even though it's evening time. And no, I do not drink coffee at night. I'm one of those people that's very sensitive to caffeine. Love it in the morning, but little evening tea. Okay. That's a special cup to me that I gave myself years ago. It was on a television show that I used to like to watch, and the owner of a restaurant had the most beautiful dishware and table settings, and that set was her favorite. So just peaceful, and it goes with tonight, which is peaceful and a little quiet, except for the crickets, the birds, the snakes slithering out there, way out there in the little field. I want to share some things with all of you that may or may not be helpful. I posted on my social media today that, there's a lot of chatter about, in regard to the drones, which I'll get to in a minute. I want to say a few extra things about those. The drones, it's so much speculation. And to me, it looks like a psychological operation doesn't mean that it's not potentially dangerous, that they can't do something nefarious with it. These drones are as big as SUVs. I mean, they're huge. They're like small trucks. These are not little, recreational drones that are going around. I've seen those too from law enforcement. No, not in this situation. A few years ago. But there is. I've always said I suspected that when they go to hit us again, with a shock wave and lockdowns, make us want it. I'm scared. I gotta lock down. I didn't think it would come in the form of another, like an Ebola or a Marburg, although they've kind of kept us hopping on these infectious diseases, ramping up, extending the PrEP Act and the legal immunity for hospitals and doctors to push this crap and to kill people in hospitals till 2029. They did Trump's dirty work for him, because people wouldn't have tolerated it if he had extended it. But it's easy to blame, the current administration or the Joe Bidens, and it's all one. Anyway, 2029 for what? You see people with flu. I mean, you see people around you getting sick. Hello, welcome to the earth. Welcome to the world. It's not sterile. You're going to get sick now and then eventually something is going to take you down and take you out. Yes, God's timing, but something's going to take you out. Something's going to make your heart stop. Something's going to make you septic, overwhelmed with whatever. And so, anyway, getting back to the drones, there's a lot of talk in this three-ring circus about radiation. Could they be dropping it? Could they be measuring it? Oh yeah, we're sniffing out. Well, let's let it leak out that we're sniffing out some kind of radioactive, material or something that was lost, and now we think it's fun. I mean, come on. This force that is, one psyop after another, information warfare, direct lying, hijacking public health, like you care. It's tiresome. And honestly, many of us would like to just live our lives and just. But there's some talk about radiation. So are they looking for it? Did they drop it? Are they going to drop it? Can they direct target us? And I got to thinking about, we've got a lot of things, and we've talked about a lot of things that we are storing in terms of natural health, protection, keeping our health good, keeping our immune systems functioning. In other words, doing things that support it, not tear it down. Good rest. You know, the ivermectin, the fenbendazole, you know, the nebulizer. I'm not minimizing them. They've saved lives. The nebulizer with the food grade 3% hydrogen peroxide. But then it dawned on me today, you know, if you have any suspicion of radioactive exposure, like the dangerous stuff that makes you sick, like people that are radiation poisoned, that kind of thing. There's one thing we haven't quite talked about, and it's very common, and it's potassium iodide. Not something you take every day. It's something you take if you have a serious enough concern that you may have been exposed, or maybe you have some symptoms of radiation sickness. In the event that you have been exposed, whether you're sick or not, the potassium iodide protects your thyroid, which will minimize serious endocrine disruption. Remember, the thyroid is really one of the master glands in terms of regulation and metabolism and heat regulation and so much more. And so you want to protect it from the radiation. Otherwise, it'll send a lot of other systems throughout your body, you know, off into the wilderness half-cocked. Endocrine disruption in a big way. So it's very inexpensive. I'm not selling anything. You can get it in a million different places until, and I thought to myself today, I would like to warn people to have that in their, you know, natural health cabinet, because if something happens and they let a word out, and whether it's real or not, and they panic people about radiation, people are going to run and clean off the shelves of potassium iodide. Like I said, it's a very basic element. Lugol's solution, which you can nebulize with, and I have to check with my sources. I think you can take drops under the tongue, but all of these that can be taken internally, you want to make sure you have some of that on hand. I have both the tablets and the liquid, the Lugol's, stocked up on a lot of Lugol's solution, which is a potassium iodide solution of iodine. It's not the same as iodine that you use for cuts. It's not something you take every single day. It's something you take once you know you've been exposed, or if you have radiation sickness symptoms. So I urge, look, I'm not prescribing it. I don't believe in that. That's why I have an issue with Brian Ardis just telling everybody to go get on nicotine. It's prescribing. First of all, he's prescribing without a license for the general public. Secondly, he's prescribing a particular dose or 1 or 2 doses, and he has no way to follow up with people if they have side effects, if they need a dose adjustment. People who are nicotine naive, who've never smoked or chewed tobacco, they can get a wallop. It's a powerful drug. I'm not criticizing his theory and the purpose. I'm criticizing the irresponsibility of prescribing for the general public with no means to conduct yourself as though you have a patient-provider relationship. So I want to be really clear. I'm not prescribing or suggesting that you take potassium iodide. I'm suggesting that you have it in your arsenal. Hopefully you have developed your alliances, you have your neighborhood, your friends, your family, and you've formed a little bit of a parallel collection of symptoms. And in your group, like in my group, we have a couple of physicians, a naturopathic doctor, we have me as the nurse practitioner, we have a couple of EMTs, and we have some military special ops, retired, who did a lot of medic stuff. So we're good to go. It's about stockpiling certain things. Speaking of stockpiling, I'll move on then. It's very disturbing to me to see a post by Ryan Mata in Twitter. Actually, it was sent to me by Michael Yan. The post contained a video clip of Eric Trump and he's doing his thing. Rah, rah, cheer, cheer. And the messaging is, sell everything you own. Sell your home. Sell all your gold and silver. That got my attention. Like, what? No. You never give up your gold, your silver, your guns, or your ammo. Okay? Gold, silver, guns, and ammo. Gotta try to figure out an acronym for that. Guns, ammo, gold, silver. GAGS. Guns, ammo, gold, silver. GAGS. Okay? You never give up those 4 things. And he's going, the message in this thing, I didn't hear Eric say it specifically, but it was a clip. And it looked like Mata had parentheses, quotes around it. Not parentheses, quotes around it. And so the quotes are, sell everything you own. I don't know why you're not selling everything you own. Mortgage your house to the hilt. Sell your gold and silver. Trade in your cash. Sell your properties and move everything into crypto. And I thought, ooh, that doesn't feel right. Let's use our common sense, girls and boys. Our God-given logic and discernment. Why would now I'm not a cryptocurrency expert. Let me just let's just start with that disclosure, okay? Not giving you financial advice, not giving you any telling you what you should do. In fact, I'm doing the opposite. Talk to people you trust who are experts. But I personally my antenna flew up. Why would I want to liquidate all my cash, any gold or silver, remortgage or whatever, take a mortgage out on the house, strip my house of equity, and put it all into something that can be turned off like that?
I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98, or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free.
Do you know what my saving secret is? Well, I discovered how gold acts as a hedge during unprecedented economic times. I also learned how important it is to diversify my retirement savings, and there's a great way to do it. But you need the education to be a smart consumer of physical gold and silver. When you contact my partners at Augusta Precious Metals, the first thing they will do is set you up with a free personal webinar. Do you know what a spread is and how it can save you or cost you a lot of money in the long run? I didn't, but I surely understood the gold and silver investment process as well as the spread at the end of my 30-minute webinar. You won't even talk to a sales professional until you've met with a qualified education trainer to help you understand how gold and silver transactions work. Augusta Precious Metals has a 10-step buying system, and your brief 30-minute webinar will prepare you to decide, first of all, if gold and silver is right for you. What's the right amount or portion of your retirement savings that you should put into the metals? And they have a great aftercare department, so expect a long-term relationship. Call Augusta today at 888-836-1890 or click on the link below to schedule your free webinar today.
Call me crazy. It doesn't make sense. And there's Trump pushing Bitcoin, crypto, future, Doge, Doge, which is apparently Elon Musk's crypto. favorite crypto company, I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. Department of Government Efficiency. Wonder who thought that up for Doge. Doge. The Doge coin. This could be the biggest transfer of wealth ever. This could make the transfer of wealth from all the middle class, killing your businesses. We should have pushed back. We should have set the perimeter of the cities on fire and not let them near these beautiful, small, family created and owned businesses. Shame on us for not taking charge. We're scared. Yeah, we want to lock down. Okay, all right. We all did it. I get it. You think that was the largest? I mean, that's probably the largest transfer of wealth so far. But I can see a whole lot of hurt coming for people who take Eric Trump's word from that clip. And any other clips. I haven't had time to go through social media today. There's been too much to do, and I've had a lot of work to do to get ready for the holidays. And sell everything you have and buy crypto? No, my friends. I know my boomer friends who are in their 60s and 70s that have amassed maybe hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of dollars in 401, IRAs, Roth, traditional, blah, 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 and general investment stocks. They're not going to, at least all of them are not going to liquidate or convert all of that to cryptocurrency. You'd have to be out of your mind. Because we know, just like that. And I was reading, as I read the comments under these kinds of posts, especially the one that Ryan posted with Eric Trump, there are people that are peppered into the comments that explain how this 30-year-old girl said I had $25,000. It was everything I had. And I just put the whole thing into a crypto, account. And the company I was working with, they went bankrupt. And she said, all my money went away. You can't get that back. It doesn't even exist. It's in the ether sphere. So, you know what? My chorus theory comes in. When you have a chorus of people, many people, some you think you like and respect, but it's a chorus, and they're all saying the same thing, convert everything to Bitcoin. Or go get your seasonal flu shot. Whatever it is, when there's a chorus, beware. Beware. Sit back. Really look. Because when there's a chorus, that's a narrative. And they're marching orders. They've been directed to do that. And they want you to see a lot of credible, seemingly credible people. So-and-so. I'm not going to name names. Well, this person has, always been right before, and he's very smart, and, this one worked in the Trump administration, and he did great for us. Our economy was great in 2020. I mean, and they're all saying, go to, convert everything to cryptocurrency in the ether. One type of currency was even called Ethereum, or the company wasn't. Dude. And you know what? I don't care if the Bitcoiners say, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about, blah, blah, blah. And they'll, get the ad hominem attacks, and, she's old, her hair, her lips, whatever, her stethoscope. It doesn't matter. I'm not a potted plant. I have the right to be suspicious of the dangers of something and talk about it with my members and followers. Again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what I would never do. Never. Holy cow, never. And reading these stories of people said, yeah, I tried it, or I put 10,000 into it, it's gone. Hey, I don't know about you, but I don't find it easy to just lay down $10,000, or in that other girl's case, $25,000, and then never see it again. Jesus. And why would they want you to do that? Why would they want you to do that? Well, in my mind, if they could get the majority of people to convert all their assets into crypto, what kind of power do you think they'll have? And I hope that Trump's Pied Piper effect, don't forget, Pied Piper, Pied Piper. Oh, Trump says it's okay, so I should do it. Trump's even got a coin. I think you're going to see the greatest transfer of wealth that will literally destroy our country and put the majority of people out on the street. And it'll be a civil war for resources instead of a civil war against a runaway government. I think you're going to see the greatest transfer of wealth will be the total annihilation of the middle class and the annihilation of probably half of the lower middle class and the indigent. The indigent working, those people that don't have a lot of money, but they go to work every day because they're good people and they're contributors and they're prideful, that they have the integrity and they have pride, personal pride to take care of their families. Yeah, there's the middle class and there's the lower middle class. Lower socioeconomic status by income. Yeah, you'll wipe them all out. You'll wipe all the middle class and probably 2/3, because a lot of the lower middle class, those that are indigent, know how to survive, and they may make it through, a lot of it through. But you're going to see a transfer of wealth that makes the COVID resulting transfers look like kindergarten. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. Ooh, sell everything you have. Come on, sell it all. And buy Bitcoin. It's going to go up to $1 million. That's financial advice. You making predictions? Maybe you better put a disclaimer with that, Eric. Bitcoin's going to... Why wouldn't you sell everything and buy Bitcoin? It's going up to $1 million. Well, because I don't bet. I don't like to bet. I don't like to bet with something. Forget on. With something that you can turn off like that. They want to herd. They're herding everybody into crypto, because once you get them in the pen, in the crypto pen, they don't want everybody. They don't care. They don't need everybody. Just like they didn't need everybody to take the shots. Otherwise, they would have been knocking on your door everywhere and forcing it. They didn't need everybody, but they need a certain amount, and they need a large amount. And that's what I see happening with the crypto. And if I'm wrong and I missed the greatest investment, hey, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I know how to grow food. I know I have family and friends. I've saved and prepped my little stuff. But if I'm right, I'll still have the modest, accumulations from my lifetime of labor, and I'll be able to survive from that angle, and that's what I want for you. Okay. We have, I'm going to do a show tomorrow. I haven't finished the research, so I'm not really sure which of the two focal points I'm going to be making. But I have a great show with John Richardson on Friday. It was absolutely fascinating, and I hated to let him go. It was so interesting. We're going to talk about a lot of how another area of transfer of wealth is going to come from the agricultural sector, because that's another, you wipe out middle class farmers. I'm not talking about big giant farming. That's already within the government's controlling that. But you wipe out the middle and the small farmers, and you're going to see a huge shift and not only in wealth up to the corporations, but the greater power to the corporations to control. So when people say your food, so when people say to me, well, they can go screw themselves because I'm not eating bugs, or I'm not eating this or that poison, or, Roundup. Well, under that scenario, you would. Because it's really hard not to nourish yourself. It's really hard to ignore and go days without eating. And when the only way to get anything to eat is to take their food because they wiped out everything else. Our food will have to go underground. So anyway, that'll be this week. If I have time, I'm actually thinking of doing a little bit of a year in review, which might be kind of fun. I'll do that for Monday night. I'm going to be out of town with my family, but I can foresee. So Christmas is Wednesday. Wait a minute, 25th is Wednesday. Again, I'm gonna be with my family and surrounded with all of them, and we'll be celebrating Christmas. And I'll probably do more. Probably drop the Wednesday and Friday shows. You'll all be busy, hopefully, with your loved ones and finding the joy and spending time with them. So I'll probably do a couple of coffee chats from where my family and I are. I think that'll be really nice, and just a little checking in with all of you and just summarizing. I don't know what's happening over the weekend. Let's see. Okay. The other thing about one other thing. This is sort of an aside, but it all ties into the whole general psyop thing. This whole thing about Trudeau resigning, and will he, and it's imminent. We have sources. It's just like the drones. They want everybody, Canadians and Americans, whatever. They want everybody in a, I have this image in my mind of the people, we the people, head down in a rabbit hole, ass up in the air, right? Pants are coming down. You got that disgusting, the pants are separated, the shirt's falling, the head's down in the rabbit hole, digging. I got to find out. And your ass is in the air, fully exposed, to a buckshot or something. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but they want that. Yeah, go dig. What is it? Is it this? Could it be that? Is it this other thing? It's exhausting, and it's part of the operation. So what I want to say about that is don't even waste your time. Who cares? And as I said to someone in my Telegram channel today, they said, oh, pray that Trudeau quits and it'll be great because he's WEF. And I said, God, let me just tell you, it doesn't matter because there are 50 more behind him to come up, and he's got some other agenda, and he's either going to retire to Monaco, or he's going to, he's going to take all the spoils from that lipid nanoparticle that his family gets a royalty from, or maybe he's even going to come into the Trump administration. I mean, you heard it here first. Dr.Jane speculation. I don't think I've ever been wrong. I'm not making that prediction because I could be wrong, and I don't want to wreck my record, but I wouldn't be surprised because every other dictator, big tech, billionaire, anybody who's ever been and still is an enemy to the people of the United States, they're all at Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago, the lobbying capital of the world. Used to be D.C., but I think there's more lobbying going on, and it will go on even after Trump's in office. Is he going to run the White House from Mar-a-Lago? Knock yourself out. They're kissing the ring, and then they write a check for $1 million or more. So obvious, but whatever. Guys, have a beautiful Tuesday night. And just know that God is with us. I'll see you tomorrow night for the Dr.Jane Ruby Show. Take care, everyone.